On April 5th, 21-year-old Jason Villalobos died when a trench that he was working in collapsed.
It happened at a worksite along Leopard near Miller High School. Tonight we're going in depth, looking into two major developments in this case. Our Seth Kovar reports one of those developments is a lawsuit the Villalobos family has filed against his employer.
I have a 21-year-old son, and it would just absolutely, gut me if I knew that he'd gone through that.
Attorney Simon Purnell won't share the details of the last moments of 21-year-old Jason Villalobos' life. The lawsuit filed by his family says he was in a trench doing measurements for a collapse-preventing so-called trench box before that device was installed. Then that trench at his work site, a stone's throw away from Buccaneer Stadium, did collapse. Now his case could be headed to a different arena, a Nueces County courtroom.
If you look around the country, they're coming back with multiple millions of dollars in damages based off of just how horrible it is to go through that experience.
The lawsuit Purnell's Corpus Christi law firm filed in August on behalf of Villalobos' family doesn't put a dollar amount on the damages he believes they're owed. He says $1.5 million is a starting point, the salary money an economist Purnell hired says Villalobos would have made over the course of his life. But there's more, like damages for the suffering he endured between the time of the collapse and his death. And then there's the emotional suffering of his mother and wife, who was pregnant at the time.
His wife had the baby in August, and that child's never going to meet Jason. And his mother's not going to be able to, basically live into her later years in life with her son around her.
And then there are so-called punitive damages. They're basically financial punishments that Purnell hopes a jury will levy on the three companies that were involved in the trench project, which happened right here. It's a construction zone once again, but this time, no trenching. Purnell says a substantial financial punishment can not only benefit Villalobos' family, but also bring about changes in the way his employer does business.
You've got the altruistic side, which is hopefully correcting bad conduct. And then you've got just simply trying to put the family back where they were, which in our world, the only thing we've got is money.
The subcontractor for the trench project, who Villalobos worked for, already faces a fine from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA. Chris 6 News was able to get documents showing that agency assessed SS Construction out of Houston with a penalty just shy of $4,100. The OSHA citation reads, quote, SS Construction employees were exposed to cave-in and engulfment hazards while working from the top edge of the trench.
So that was our finding. That's really, at the end of the day, our allegation. So it's consistent with what we've been accusing them of all along.
An attorney for SS Construction did not return my call and email. An attorney for the contractor on the trench project, ADB, told me he had no comments. And an attorney for AT&T, the company behind the project, said he doesn't comment on pending litigation. Purnell is talking because he says he wants justice for Villalobos.
He was the type of person that sometimes gets employed for these types of jobs because nobody else wants to do it. And they're not given a voice because they fear that if they do complain about something, they're going to get fired. So if they tell him to go near that hole, he goes near that hole.
Reporting in Corpus Christi, Seth Kovar, Chris 6 News.
This case is set to go to trial in October of 2022 unless there's a settlement before then.